All right, so we're live. Hello, 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 everyone on the It Girl Global Facebook page. Super excited to be on here. Kelly Schmallenberg, women's empowerment and mindset coach, founder of the It Girl Global, here with you for another one of our amazing weekly calls with an incredible woman. I absolutely love getting to feature all of these amazing women who are part of this community, who are being connected in and really sharing who they are and what they do. So as you're hopping on, please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from, where you're watching us from, how you're feeling, what are your vibes right now. And we're just gonna dive right in, and technology worked awesome for me today. Yay! So we're a little bit early. But Jess, I met Jess not even that long ago. We got
No.
connected, and that's the magic of the internet, and that's the magic of how we can really truly connect with people all over the world at any point nowadays. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing, especially right now. And I'm so thankful that I got to connect with you, Jess, because you're so lovely and you're so passionate about what you do. And I would love for you to share a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to talk to all of you. My name's Jess. I am the CEO and chief coach of my company, Jess Smith Coaching. And what I do is I help job seekers to discover their calling and land careers that they love by connecting with their inner power. So I spend a lot of time, I feel like people that I work with fall in two buckets. They either hate their job and they have no idea what else they would rather be doing. And so they're in more of that career discovery phase. What should I be doing? What type of job would actually bring me happiness and fulfillment? Or people kind of fall in the second bucket, which is where they've identified what type of work they want to be doing, but now they're struggling to get through the interview process and actually get an offer. So I help people in those two categories.
That's awesome. And I think it's such an important topic, especially right now too. Having that little bit of extra help towards how to
Mhm.
find that job that you really truly want, how to be in that career that's fulfilling your dreams, and how to seek out those passions. So I know you've spent a while looking into this and going through the process and stuff, but how can women really come into finding their passion and really come into discovering that dream career of theirs?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think that a lot of it really just it really comes down to creating an awareness in your life, right? Being aware of yourself and getting to know yourself. Like I said, I help people by connecting with their inner power. And a lot of that inner power piece comes in the form of gifts. So with my clients, I talk a lot about what gifts do you have to offer the world? What type of things are you naturally good at? And it's so interesting to me, Kelly, because a lot of people, if you ask them, like, well, what are your gifts? People are like, I don't know, what gifts, what are you talking about? And it makes them, it's really uncomfortable. A lot of us have, and it's super common, right? A lot of us have a hard time talking about ourselves, and a lot of us have a hard time acknowledging ourselves and saying, like, hey, I'm really good at this thing. And so I think that the first and best place to start is just figuring out, like, what are your gifts? And along with that, which can kind of, if that's like a little bit too intense to take on at first, is like the gift piece is starting with, what do you like? So I have my clients make a like list and a gift list. So what do you like to do in your career? And so I have a bunch of different, prompts and questions that I ask people when we go through this process, but some of them would be, what do you like doing in your career? Like, what aspects? And get specific about it, right? Like, people say, I like networking. Okay, great. What do you like about networking? I really love talking to people. Okay, in what capacity? I love talking to people in person. Okay, great. What do you love talking to them about? So it's really just digging in further and further and further and getting more specific to actually uncover, like, what is the thing about this that you like? What is the thing about this big concept that you're really attached to? And a lot of times there's some sort of gift that ends up being attached to that as well. Like I'm a really good connector, I'm a really good listener, I'm a really good presenter, maybe. All sorts of different things can come up. So I think step one is really just creating an awareness of yourself.
Absolutely. And I think too, it works with any area of life, not just career. If we focus really on what we want and what we truly love to do, then everything just kind of falls into alignment with that. You know, it's interesting
Yeah.
to see that you can make money doing anything,
Yes.
anything.
Literally anything.
And you know, I mean, there's kids online doing YouTube videos and they're making millions of dollars, and these are kids. So
Yeah.
you can literally do whatever you want and make money doing it. And I
Mhm.
love the idea of writing down that list of things that you like. So really
Yeah.
diving into those passions and the things you enjoy doing.
Yeah. And I love what
So
you're saying
cool.
about how people can literally do anything. I think that especially as adults, we have started to limit ourselves in what we are able to do and what's possible, where it's like, no, I can't. Oh, I couldn't do that. Like, that wouldn't be for me. Or like, I don't have the education, I don't have the experience. And I find that a lot of times people make an assumption about a career without actually having any information about it. So they'll
Mhm.
say, oh, well, I can't do anything in the fashion world because I never have before. But no one has actually confirmed that. They've just like made up that story in their heads. So I think a lot of it is taking down those walls of the restrictive walls of I can't, no, no, it won't work for me. And being open to discovering, well, what would it look like to make that happen? Like maybe you do have to go back to school for a little bit. Great. Like maybe you have to get a certification. Great. Maybe you don't need any of that. And you're actually just, internally blocking yourself from having something that you really want. So I think it's important, like you said, to identify what you want and then to explore it because there's so many opportunities that we shut ourselves off from when we're not even open.
Exactly. And I mean, at what point do we remember people saying, you know, you're not allowed to dream anymore?
Yeah.
Right? When we have kids in our lives, we so encourage them to dream. We're like, yeah, dream, dream,
Mhm.
dream big, do all the things. And then as soon as we hit a certain age, it's like, oh, that's not possible.
Yeah.
And where is this conditioning coming from? So I think really, you know, and I love the words that you use about being bold,
Mhm.
about pursuing your dream career and all of that, because be bold, go after those dreams. And what are some things that you suggest to people in order to maybe get rid of some of those blocks and really open up to dreaming bigger and finding what they really like doing?
Yeah, I think that journaling can help. I think that, reminding yourself, it's just like the reminder of like, what if there were no limitations? Like, that's a great journal prompt. If there were no limitations, what would I want to be doing with my time? We spend so much of our time working, right? And so, even if you could just like, you're just writing on a piece of paper, there's no commitment there. There's no
Mm.
commitment. You can write anything. And so, I think journaling is a great way to start taking down the walls. Having conversations with people is really, really important. So if something is interesting to you, again, like having a conversation with someone who does that type of work, that there's no commitment for you in there. It's not going to like harm you or like in any way, it's not going to be a negative for you. It's just an opportunity to learn more information. And I think the more that people can connect with others and hear a true story of how that person did it, a true story of what it took to get there, that's when you can start believing, like, oh, I could do something like that. Like, oh, they, like, this was their path. Like, I can do that. So it's again like coming back into what is the actual reality of the situation and not just, again, that blanket statement of I can't.
Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. Um, and as you're talking, it really kind of popped into my head like, don't compare to others.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things when I stepped into the coaching industry. I mean, I'm part of a couple online opportunities where, I'm in network marketing, I do coaching. And for me, a lot of the time, it was that self-doubt of what are people going to think? Or look at that person who's doing it already. Who am I
Mhm.
to think I can do it as good as them? And
Right.
overcoming that is difficult. It can be very, very hard. But do you have any suggestions on if somebody is comparing themselves to somebody else in the field that they want to be in? What I know journaling is an amazing way, but what are a few things that they can maybe prompt themselves through in order
Mhm.
to build up that confidence in themselves instead of looking at other people and how they're doing it?
Yeah. I think when you find yourself comparing to someone else, we all have to remember that everyone started somewhere, right? If someone has this big, amazing business that you're inspired by, like they weren't born with that. They built
Mhm.
that. They got there somehow, right? Or if someone is like the CEO of a company, they worked their way up. They didn't just show up and that's what happened. So I think we all get to remind ourselves that everyone started somewhere, and if you can, instead of, seeing these people as competition or someone who intimidates you, if you can step past that to say, what if this is someone that could help me? What if this is someone who could show me the way? What if this is an opportunity for me to have an amazing mentor? Someone who has something that I want. Those are the people that you should be taking advice from. My coach always says, like, never have a coach who doesn't have what you want,
Mhm.
because you want to be taking advice from people who have made it to that place that you're trying to get to. So if you can get past, the intimidation and the comparison, that person could be a great opportunity for you to learn and actually take a step forward yourself.
I love that. And mentioning having a coach is huge. I mean, I have a few coaches.
Yeah.
So for me, I've got like this business coach, mental coach, all sorts of areas because
Yes.
sometimes you need different input for the different areas. And so really kind of finding that aligned mentor of somebody like you said who has what you want and not comparing yourself to what they're doing, but calibrate to their energy and really be involved in that and see who you can collaborate with and who you can help support and serve. And in turn, that's when things start to grow and really build for yourself. So I think staying strong and just finding what you want and going
Mhm.
from there and really sticking with it. Don't give up. And I think
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'm so blessed is I have this mindset of even if it's not working, I'm still doing it. And then
Because
it's just that
failure,
reprogram.
yeah, failure is just feedback, right? When you're failing, it's not game over, right? It's just, okay, I tried this and it didn't work. And now I get to try something else, right? So you get to keep trying and trying and trying until it works. And as long as you don't give up, eventually you have to get there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, one of my mentors, the thing he says all the time is it's not the person who succeeds the fastest, it's the person who's in
Mm.
it the longest.
Wow, I love that.
So, it's not about overnight success or if you don't see the results right away,
Right.
that discouragement can sometimes take people out of the game. And I think, it's
Mhm.
important to just stick with it. If it's something you love, stay with
Mhm.
it. And Jess is an excellent example of staying with something for so long and realizing that you loved helping people find what they were interested in, but you knew you wanted to take it on a different level and
Yeah.
not work for someone anymore and you wanted to coach them into finding that. So I think that's an absolutely beautiful thing and really it doesn't matter where you start. And
Mhm.
I love that aspect of it is you can start with someone else and go work for yourself or stay working with someone else or do whatever you want and the options are limitless. So
Yeah.
what are a few things you have going on right now, Jess, in your coaching world, in your life? What are some things that you've got on the up and coming?
Yeah, so I continue to offer one-on-one coaching. That was the whole reason that I got into coaching in the first place is because I love having these one-on-one type of conversations. And like you said, I did corporate recruiting for 4 years at a major tech company in San Francisco, here where I live, and loved it. Like I got there and I was like, this is my dream job. This is amazing. Because I had been in a role that was totally not a fit before that. And so I did it for 4 years. And then it kind of got to the point where I felt I had mastered a lot of the different pieces and was really inspired to help people on a deeper level. And so that one-on-one coaching is like my key thing, my go-to offer and thing that I help people with. I've also recently created an online course. So that's another thing that I have going on right now. So those are kind of my two big focuses are supporting people on an individual basis. And then with the course, I wanted to make something that was a little bit more accessible price-wise to people. And it's really just something that I got to pour all of my knowledge into. So it was really fun for me to create. I just made it 2 months ago. And it's something that really takes people through every step of the job search process from, managing your mind, because that's huge when you're looking for a job, is like the rejection that comes with that, and just like staying positive. And you said discouragement takes people out of the game. So it's talking about how to manage that, from that to like discovering what type of career would be a good fit for you. And then a lot of the more tactical pieces too, of like how to go about networking, how do you reach out to people, how do you do your resume to get responses, how do you go through the interview process. So it was my little baby project that I wanted to create, something really comprehensive that people could use, whatever stage they were in, and it would take them all the way to the finish line. So yeah, those
I
are
love
the goals.
that.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. And to put all of your knowledge into one spot is really such a gift, as you talk about, is sharing that gift with other people and really helping it to
Mhm.
be accessible. And I mean, I love that you are focused on the price point as well and making it affordable for people to look for that dream job,
Yes.
right? So that is amazing. So Jess, I'm going to ask you to please put your information in the comments after we're done here, so
Okay.
that these ladies know how to get in touch with you. I know we're on the public page too, so men, I know Jess, you do work with men as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Okay, so men, women, if you're in that spot right now and you want to get a hold of Jess and see how she can help support you in your journey, reach out. She's more than willing to answer questions. Comments in the video here are welcome. She'll answer those as well. And yeah, either send myself a message or Jess and get connected and really see, especially during this time right now, how we can focus on keeping the vibrations high, doing the things we love, and staying happy in the world that we've got in our world right now.
Yeah. We were just talking about it's a great time to be focused on your job search, right? It's a great time to be networking and connecting with people when you're stuck in your house for, 3 weeks is where we're at in San Francisco, at least. Um, it's really important to stay connected with people. And so to learn more about a potential career, whether that's, a corporate career, or maybe you want to be a nurse, maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, like reach out to some of those people and see what they're up to, is my advice for you during this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's online courses, there's trainings,
Mhm.
there's all sorts of stuff. So if there is something that you're interested in doing and you can't physically be there during this time,
Mhm.
there's options.
Yes.
So really dive into what you're doing, and it's a great time to reflect and see what's going on, and reach out to Jess and have, if you have any questions on, maybe she can help you one-on-one, or maybe you can jump in that course and really dive deep into those questions you might have for yourself on how to get to where you want to go. So are there any last statements that you want to say, Jess, before we hop off?
Um, just that I believe that it's possible for everyone to have work that they love. Like I really, really believe that that's possible for each one of the people listening to this. And you just have to like admit that you want it and know that you can have it, and then take that first step. So it's just one step at a time, and then you'll get there. So just that I believe we can all do things that we love.
That's so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being on here today. This was
Thanks for
amazing.
having me.
So much fun. And I love keeping the vibes high and having that energy, and it's been such a pleasure talking to you. So thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you,
And
Kelly.
we'll have to do it again sometime.
I would be honored.
Okay. Thanks for hopping on, ladies. Let us know if you've watched the replay, and let us know any questions you have in the comments below, and we will get back to you. So have an amazing day. Stay safe. Have fun. Keep the vibe high, and do everything that you truly love to do. Okay.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.